Do you remember when you were little and your mom would always say no dessert before dinner, but the cookie jar just kept staring at you? So as soon as she turned her back, you couldn't help but grab a cookie really quick? Even though she asked you not to, you did it anyways? Well, although this situation may be minor, it was a test of your true characteristics. A person's true character is most likely to come out when they think they're all alone and that they can get away with whatever they want without anyone knowing. But it's whether they make the decision to do that or not to. I wanted to put this theory to a test, so I conducted a simple experiment to show if people really do act differently when they believe they're alone. Now, money drives people to show their true colors in many different ways. So I decided I wanted to involve money in the experiment. I have a friend, Reagan, who is walking down the sidewalk of Lincoln, Nebraska, and she accidentally drops $5 out of her pocket. Well, I observed the reaction of the person a couple feet behind her to see if they would pick the money up quickly and put it in their own pocket, or if they would give it back to the owner. What they chose to do is how I ranked their integrity. If someone decided to give it back, they would have a higher integrity than someone who decided to keep it from themselves. So the experiment actually gave me very surprising results, but I had to keep a couple things constant, like the amount of people on the street. I didn't want too many people to influence the other person's decision, so I made sure it was just my friend Reagan and the person walking behind, so there was no social influences. I learned that people do act completely different when they think nobody is watching them. When people are around, others may tend to be more courteous or polite, but when they leave the room, they turn less respectful to their belongings or to the person themselves. 4 out of 10 men and women picked the money up and returned it to Reagan, but the other 6 did otherwise. 2 people would cautiously look around the area and slyly pick the money up and put it in their pocket, but you could tell they were really nervous about what they were doing. 1 person, though, picked the money up just as if it was their own without any hesitation. But there was one situation that stood out to me. It involved 2 teenage boys, and they were walking down the street. When they noticed the money fall out of the pocket, they looked at each other, and they were kind of hesitant, but then they smiled and picked the money up and kept it for themselves. But then there was another case when a teenage boy was walking by himself, and he had the same characteristics as the other 2 teenage boys, but when he was alone, he picked the money up and hurried to give the money back to my friend Reagan. So these 2 situations stood out to me because this experiment specifically showed what social influences do to people and actions it causes them to take. These actions have a strong relationship to how it could negatively or positively impact our society's social sustainability. If people continue to take things that are not theirs, it could lead to bigger crimes, such as theft or stealing, such as murder or violence or anything extreme like that. And crimes like that would deeply hurt our society. So in conclusion, this simple experiment taught me a lot. I learned and observed how people's negative actions they conduct when they believe nobody is looking could extremely hurt our sustainability in our society. It could be very unsustainable. I learned that we need to help boost our society's integrity and other characteristics to give our world a strong social sustainability environment.